Hey everyone, we'll get started with head coach Nicki Collen. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call it. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Was there anything you learned from today's game that you hadn't necessarily already seen in training camp?
No. I think it was a lot of it, quite frankly, was what we anticipated in terms of where we thought this team could be good and what it's going to take for us to be good when we played with great pace. We were hard to guard. When we got after it defensively at the point of attack, we bothered them. Now, they're missing pieces, and certainly when McBride and Aerial Powers are out there, they're a little different. When Hayes is out there for us, it's a little different. But got a lot of players, a lot of time, and just to make some decisions on the roster to keep looking at different things and different combinations. Thought we got good shots. We didn't necessarily finish, but it just gives us good tape, if nothing else. To really look at, analyze, work with them on where we were good and where we need to be better.
Manuel Blaze, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Just checking to see after 1 week, what do you look for after today's game to look forward and go into the second week of training camp, and what do you want to improve on from what you've seen so far?
Just playing together, making the right pass. And sometimes we made the right decision in the wrong pass, right? So, sometimes the roll was there and we just didn't throw it early enough, or we didn't throw it high enough. So sometimes it's about seeing the reads, and then it's about delivering on bouncing it out if we've got a 3-point shooter in actions, things like that. And so, we know that we've got to get better. We probably have to work on our doubling in the post. It kind of exposes you, these games expose you to actions that you're not seeing, because with us, we're constantly going against our own stuff, and we're certainly breaking stuff down and working against, general actions we see a lot. But they ran, some different things today, and certainly we're jamming into the post early when they had fouls and Dantas. And so, we're going to have to continue to work on our post defense, our doubling. So it just kind of reminds you of okay, this is what we've gotten in so far, but there's a lot of things we still have to get in, before we play Washington. And then after Washington, leading into our opener against Connecticut. But, I thought Aari really pushed tempo. I thought Odyssey was probably the best player on the floor today.
Any last questions? Kim Doss, go ahead.
So you mentioned Aari there, but just a breakdown of your rookies, what you saw from them today.
Yeah, our rookies are really just Lindsay and Aari. We obviously have some other young players, or players who don't have WNBA experience. Lindsay played hard, didn't make any shots. Aari played a lot more minutes, obviously got a lot more run with kind of starting type groups. I thought Aari put pressure on. I think she guarded really hard. I think she was disruptive in transition. She sometimes is going to get in and she's got to learn to that she's small and she can't throw over players in this league. I think that's the welcome to the WNBA. It's hard to throw over Sylvia Fowles. You got to play under her. It's hard to hit the pop over the top of post players. You got to play around them. You got to play under them. But I thought she searches and she competes. She just doesn't seem to ever I'm sure she gets frustrated with herself, but she has such an even demeanor about how she plays. You don't see the emotion when she plays, whether she's missed a shot or turned it over. She kind of keeps motoring.
Mr. Nussbaum, we'll go back to you.
Yeah, obviously, it's just a preseason game, but is there anyone that you're, managing the minutes of now or plan to when the season starts?
Well, not necessarily when the season starts, but certainly now. And I think in these games, one of the things when you get veteran players and you're trying to get other people minutes, a lot of these guys, it's hard if you take them out for an extended period of time, you're not going to put them back in, because the older they get, the more tired they get, things like that. And we were working with, we've had multiple players get their second shots for the vaccine in the last couple days. So just really being careful with that. No real issues, certainly, but just wanting to be smart about that. So yeah, I mean, we manage the minutes of, some of our key players, especially, once they got some good run in that first half, we didn't play them as much later.
And Emmanuel Glaze, last question. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, Coach, just to say, I saw you, Kennedy from a year ago to this week, the first weekend and the first week seeing her and things of that nature. Can you explain how she's looked, probably more confident, but overall how you've seen her from year to year so far?
Yeah, I mean, I thought she's had a good week of practice, missed the first 2 practices, but I thought she's been really engaged. Had 3 good days of practice. I thought she struggled today. I think, coming off of, sometimes you have to learn how to manage your body in the off season, and some players play overseas and some players don't. And because she didn't really play overseas, she's got to work herself into shape. And so, I thought fatigue showed early with her, and fatigue affects, the types of shots she takes. It affects, the turnovers and things like that. So we've just got to play her into shape. I mean, I think she's had a great week of practice. This was not her best basketball game, as far as taking and making shots, her decision making, fouling, things like that. But I think she was really committed to both ends and stayed engaged, all week in practice. So we've got to break this tape down with her and really show her where, she maybe didn't run and get all the way to the corner, and how that breaks down. There are so many pieces to this game. Spacing is so important, and 5 players have to do their job all the time. And so sometimes people think if they're not a part of the action at that moment, that they can coast. And this is a game where the best teams have 5 players that are never coasting, so it's that, constantly giving best effort, constantly understanding the importance of running hard on every possession, communicating, who's got back, who's got the ball, things like that. So, that's still growth for Kennedy, that the accountability side of it, where, I'm going to coach her. I'm just going to keep coaching her. I believe in her. I think she can be a superstar, but we're not going to take shortcuts, so I don't think she did in practice this week, but I thought, she was pretty fatigued in this game.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You got it.
All right. We've got Monique Billings here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll start with a question from Pepper Parsley. Go ahead, Pepper.
Hi, Mo. It's great to talk with you today. So I was just wondering your assessment of your play during this game and generally your team's play.
I thought as a team, we brought great energy for the most part. I think we worked together really well. We're still trying to figure out how to play together, but it's a process and it's going to take time. But I think we did a good job weathering the storms. Sometimes we would go down, Minnie would go on a run, and we would just have to weather the storm. So I thought we stayed solid overall.
Go to Spencer Nussbaum. Go ahead, Spencer.
Yeah, just building off Pepper's question, kind of what have you added in the off season to your game, and do you think you had the chance to kind of showcase that today?
Yeah, so for me, I'm just working on consistency, just being consistent on both ends of the floor, being able to be reliable. My teammates can rely on me on defense, offense as well. Obviously, the rebounding and the energy will always be there. That's my bread and butter. That's my gift. So just making sure I maintain that, and just being a threat anywhere on the floor, wherever I'm at.
Manuel Glaze, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Mo? Give me your synopsis of getting a taste of playing at the Gateway, playing in your new home this season. How was it for you, and how was it just to play out there today?
I'm gonna say it was a vibe. It was a vibe. It's nice just being back in an arena. It's gonna be great having fans. Obviously playing with the team as we're learning how to gel together. It was just fun. This arena is beautiful, and yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's gonna be a great season.
Last call for questions for Mo. All righty, thanks, Mo. All right, we've got Mikayla Cowling here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Mikayla. Coach in the past week said that you're one of the players who really kind of made a name for themselves in training camp that maybe, isn't receiving as much attention elsewhere. Do you think that you were kind of given the opportunity to showcase that ability today? And could you just give your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to be here. First and foremost, like I'm glad that coach gave me the opportunity to come to training camp. I just work hard and just do what I do best. Today was kind of a slump for me in shooting wise, but I try to make up for it defensively and playing as a team. So, my main thing is if my shot's not falling, I'm just trying to lock up on defense and do what I can to help the team win.
We'll go to Emmanuel Glaze. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Mikayla, to add to that, playing with this team one weekend to play your first scrimmage with them, how would you describe it so far playing for the Dream and what it means to be down here in the ATL?
It means a lot. This team, I definitely feel the chemistry already. We're new here. The rookies are new. We all have these new pieces that we talk about almost every day. But it seems like we're all gelling. We get along pretty well off the court and on the court. So it's really refreshing to be with a team that, like you can vibe with and have a good time with, but also know that when you go to practice, you put the work in. So I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Last call for questions for Mikayla. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we've got Aari McDonald here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Emmanuel Glaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Aari, I can't even imagine what you've been through. April 4th, national championship, April 15th, you're drafted, and now May 1st, you're playing in your first scrimmage. Describe all of this and how you're feeling today, being able to put that Dream uniform on and play against some pro-level competition.
Yeah, life is moving pretty fast. It has been for the past 3 weeks. And so, I just had to be ready. I'm gonna have to shift gears, and I think I'm adjusting pretty fast. My teammates are really helping me, and the coaches. And just today, it was exciting. It was a little nerve-wracking to put on my first pro uniform and play, but it was exciting.
Kim Doss, go ahead.
So going off that, what was most challenging, most difficult today for you?
Today? Can you repeat that, Kim?
There we go. What was most challenging for you today? Maybe most difficult?
I would say just coming off pick and rolls. Everybody's so tall, so I have to play pretty low. I have to make sure I have bounce passes or just crisp passes. So everyone is pretty tall and very active on the defense.
PJ Brown, go ahead.
Hi, Aari. So what things are you sort of working on besides that, that you've seen? I know it's only a few days into training camp and now you have this exhibition game. And I know you're always working on things, but what things have you seen that you're like, oh, I have to, definitely improve on this, this, and this?
Yes, I have to work on being more vocal, offensively and defensively. I know my teammates look to me. I have to huddle us up and just knowing when to shift gears, when to change speeds. The pace here in the WNBA, it's way more faster than college. So just knowing when to go fast, know when to go slow. Just pretty much switching gears.
And last question, we'll go to Spencer Nussbaum. Go ahead, Spencer.
Hi, Aari. I feel like I might already kind of know the answer to this question, but how do you feel your speed is translating? We kind of know in training camp it was translating well, but now that you've played your first organized game.
I think I fit right along like with the other players. My speed is helping me a lot. It's helping me offensively and defensively. I'm beating people to the spots. I'm able to beat my defender and just pretty much read the defense. It's translating.
All right, thanks so much, Aari.
Thank you.